welcome. I'm Chay-Ya and probably haven't heard from me for a while, and I just thought I'd drop by and share a few things with you. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently is the power of simplicity and how adding in good things can just really support you so much. I was just talking to my friend this morning about the concept of crowding out the bad. I really like it because it takes the pressure off having to do things properly and right and perfect and basically the concept is that you add in good things and the bad things just kind of start to disappear because you're supporting the things that make you feel good. And I think, it's a really important thing, and it's a really supportive way right now. Obviously, anyone living in Victoria is having, this is a big emotional full-on time, and we don't need to give ourselves extra pressure. We just need to give ourselves beautiful little loving supports and allow ourselves to fall apart and make shitty decisions sometimes because emotionally we are having a hard time. So permission, it's there if you need it. Today I just want to share the power of a green smoothie. It's been around for a long time. Sometimes we forget about it, but it is a really wonderful tool to have in your toolbox because it's easy. It makes you feel really good. It's very quick. It's a lot quicker than making a green juice. Green juices are incredible and I love them, but a green smoothie is just very fast. It's affordable. You don't need as much produce as when you're making a green juice, and you can really adapt it to whatever you have. It's the fact that it's so quick and easy, I think, is a really great thing about it as well, because you can just make it happen. Add it into your life, and one thing that we're doing quite a lot at the moment is, if you're not sure what you want and what you feel like, and you're a bit emotional and you're thinking about chocolate and you're thinking about ice cream, you're like, I might have a green smoothie first, and if I still want those things, if I still want that density and whatever I need to ground and feel buffered from the emotional turmoil of this amazing process that we're going through, just have the green smoothie first, then see where you're at. So I want to share a couple of things today. I'm going to show you how to open a coconut, because coconuts are incredible and fresh coconuts are just full of life and vitality and really worth understanding how to open. When I do a workshop, I actually usually show you a few different versions of how to open a coconut. Today I'm just going to do a quick one. Different bases you can use as your green smoothie, and the Myron glass. So let's talk about that briefly. This is dark purple Myron glass. It's very heavy, and I really like this size. This is like the 450, 500 ml jar, and I pour my smoothie in there, and what this does is it allows in the UVA and UVB, but it doesn't let in regular sunlight. So it actually helps to restructure and sort of ground, and it makes everything taste really beautiful. There's science behind it, so for those of you that want that, just Google Myron glass and kind of have a look into that. For people that are, energetically sensitive, you'll just get what I'm talking about with this stuff straight away. It's pretty amazing. It makes everything taste sort of more cohesive, a little bit sweeter, a little bit more delicious, brings things together, makes it special. It's really heavy as well, so it makes you take a little bit of time and be a bit more aware of what you're ingesting, and a bit more grateful and aware and, intentional. So highly recommend Myron glass. I've got it in a few different sizes. So this is a small one. This is what we had our hot chocolate in today, like a ceremonial kind of sacred cacao drink. And I also have the 1 litre, and this is what I'm infusing my apple cider vinegar in. So at the moment we've got fresh ginger, turmeric, goji berries, cinnamon sticks, and beautiful unpasteurized, unfiltered apple cider vinegar, and that's been brewing in there. And basically whatever you store in these, it protects it and it structures it, and it makes it last longer. It's a really great thing to keep your medicinals in, your herbal teas, your superfoods, your medicinal mushrooms. So that's the Myron glass. Now onto the coconut. Let's just open it for a bit of action. This is my incredible cleaver. Welcome. I bought this from an Asian grocer. It's a really, really nice heavy one. It's got a lot of weight to it, and it only cost me like $10 or $12, and it's a brilliant investment that's been totally worth it because coconuts are amazing. And I just realized that this table probably won't like me opening a coconut on it. I'll give it a quick go and then, yeah, see how we go. So when opening a coconut with a cleaver, you want to use the bottom part of the blade. If you don't have a cleaver, you can use the bottom of the knife. But anyway, we'll do a detailed coconut thing one day. So coconut is open. Beautiful, fresh electrolytes. Such a beautiful, electrifying, incredible drink. So when making, so maybe that's how to open a coconut. Next, I'll just talk really quickly about containers and storing of your greens. Greens are an investment, particularly when you're buying organic. They're $4, $5, $6 a bunch for, your kale and your different herbs. And so I buy these containers. I actually buy them also from Asian grocery shops. They're like $2 or $3. I love them because they're big and that they stack, and so it's really easy to have an entire fridge full of them. And all you do, it is better to line it with some paper towel and then put your greens in there. Things like celery, I wash it and I cut it to the size of the container, and I just find that it stays hydrated and lasts a lot longer. And things can last a good week, sometimes up to 2 weeks, when they're stored well like this. And it's also just makes it really easy to know what you have and how to navigate your fridge. And I just find having these little tips and tricks really helps out in life. Now, when making a green smoothie, I like to either use filtered water, so I use distilled water, or you can use a tea base. So this is a really beautiful tea called Spring Dragon. That is a wonderful base for all your herbal elixirs, smoothies, that kind of thing. Chamomile tea is a really nice base, especially if you want a calming smoothie. You can also use the coconut water. This is the best one, I think, that you can get from the supermarket, and it's like $6 for 2 litres, and it comes in the fresh part of Coles and Woolies. But of course, the real coconuts are always superior and better. You get a lot less juice for your money though, and you have to open them. So let's build a quick smoothie. So today we're going to use, this is kind of my staple at the moment because I think you've got to have strategies to make life work for you, and they change. They change depending on where you're living, what's going on, how much money you have, how much time you have. And so at the moment I'm buying big bulk bags of frozen fruits from Costco. They're not organic. Usually organic is my preference, but sometimes you've got to do what you need to do to make the dream work. And there's certain things that are sort of better and okay if they're not organic. You can look up the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen to have a look at that. So we've got pineapple, mango, banana. They're all frozen. They're not organic. They're all from Costco. It's quite a lot. You can see there's like probably 3 cups of fruit in there. Now this is you just vary it depending on how big your blender is, how much green smoothie you feel like having, how much energy you feel like you need, if you're sharing it with someone. So I'll pour this in and you can see that it takes up like about half of the blender. And I'm going to add the juice of the coconut, also known as coconut water. You don't really, I see a lot of recipes out there for green smoothies that have got fats in them, making it on a base of coconut milk or almond milk. This is tasty and delicious, and if you want to have that, go for it. There's no judgment. You need to, like, life needs to be delicious to you. But it is optimal to keep your green smoothies really low in fat because fruits and fats don't digest that well. But it's all a personal preference, and I don't mind, whatever you want to do, you can do. But yeah, I like to use the fat of the coconut meat to make salad dressings and other things like that. So I'm going to put in some curly kale today. I like my green smoothies really green. And yeah, but if you're new, spinach is brilliant. Like spinach is really easy. You can also use lettuce, like cos lettuce, iceberg lettuce, the light lettuces. If you really have never had a green smoothie before and it's all too much, like that's my recommendation. Definitely start with the light greens, have the almond milk, and just make it a really tasty, delicious thing. Don't put yourself off because you want to be super healthy or live up to some kind of image. But what happens over time, the more greens you consume, the more that you want them. And the more you're like, oh, I wish I had more greens in there. And sometimes you'll go and get more and add more because you're just like, ah. So that's more me. So I'm going to show you how I make a green smoothie for me. I'm going to put in some baby spinach as well. That's probably like 2 cups of kale or 2 cups of baby spinach. I've also got some parsley. Parsley's got a pretty intense flavour, but it's so good for you. So put a good bit of parsley in there. Coriander also has an intense flavour that not everyone likes. I think it's magic. And I just cut off the very tips, but I do leave the stems on. I put the whole lot in there. And last but not least, I really like to put some lemon juice in there. And I'm finding that it just helps with taking the edge off the like greeny, the bitter greeniness of it. You can use a reamer, a citrus reamer or a citrus press. I actually like using my hand. It's just a personal preference. It puts a little bit of my, energy and all of that good stuff in there. And then that's it. So maybe I'll just blend it. So at the moment it's the texture of ice cream. I like to kind of keep it quite thick at the beginning and then water it down. Again, you can work out your perfect recipe and follow it every time. I sort of feel my way through recipes. And it's just how I am. I like to not over blend it, so it's still really chunky at the moment, it's still really thick. What I'm going to do is a taste test and see if I like the direction and kind of like, it's pretty good. I'm looking for something particular because I'm catering this to my specific needs, my specific tastes, my Pacific vibe of the day, what I'm looking for. Sometimes you want something a little bit more sprightly, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of lime in it. And I forgot this little bit of fruit. But yeah, so I don't like to over blend at the start. I just sort of blend it, taste it, see what I think, adjust it a little bit. It's really nice with the Maya lemon in there. That's like really lifting it up. And some people like to put a date or 2 in there. You can definitely do that. Sometimes it gets too sweet though when you're going to go in that direction, so I feel like the lemon sort of lifts the vibe without it being a sweet thing. It just like, lemon. I'm actually going to put a bit of tea in there as well today, so I've got fresh coconut and pasteurized coconut and a bit of tea, and this should get us to where we want to go. Myron glass. So I just feel like the Myron glass takes the ordinary to the sublime really beautifully, and and there we go, beautiful green, so many nutrients, so much vitality and vigor and life, and just like wonderfulness in there. It's always a good idea to, you know, put your intention in there as well. Like I just did it like that. It doesn't have to be a big long thing. If you want to say thank you and, you know, all of that. You know, one of my mentors is Lou Corona, and he always does a little blessing, and he says, may this bring, you know, vitality, vigor, wonderfulness. Like, I'm totally paraphrasing him. He doesn't, you know, but that's the thing, is finding your own way, putting your own blessings in. What do I need today? I need more gentleness. I need more care and love. So I'm going to imbue my green elixir with what I need. So cheers and thanks for watching, and till next time.